You are watching Xirtus.
But you know what makes me even happier, even more happy?
No.
Newsman.
Mr. Sam.
It's your favorite news media puppet, Sam Newsman.
All right, that makes me feel good. How you doing, Sam?
Listen, I'm doing great. I saw you guys were talking about Suburban Commando. I went into the old the vault, the VHS vault, and I pulled this little fella out. And I don't have the fancy poster.
Oh my word, he's got the tape, bro. He's got the tape.
The tape.
Don't, Will, pull back up your Hava. I'm gonna go back to the Hebrew mysticism. Calm down.
No, I want to talk to Sam. I want to see Sam.
Yeah, but we can still talk about Hebrew with Sam. He's cool. He's a puppet.
I'm cool. I got to go get this VHS tape. Hold on. Go ahead. Get me off of the screen. Hold on.
All right. Well, I'll see you in a second. Well,
can I respond to that image real quick? I can tell
you.
Please,
hold on.
Please. Yeah. You're in charge.
You got the image? Can I see it?
So I'm working on it, man.
Oh yeah. Will has to go and pull the image away. Gets all shy about his Hebrew lesson. I mean, thanks a lot, Will.
Well,
no, that's all right. I'm going to show us Hebrew Commando. I'm going to show us Hebrew Commando. That's our new name for Suburban Commando. Is Hebrew Commando. I think this movie, if we watched it in Hebrew dubbed, would probably be better. I don't know if you've done that before.
Can we get a Gaelic dub?
I mean, it exists.
yeah, totally.
You know, like with the state money, like with Ireland, they actually like finance stuff like that. So you could have that done. I've seen some Gaelic dubs of movies before. I'm trying to remember what I saw. I think I saw Basic Instinct dubbed in Gaelic. I also saw Spider-Man 2. I'm trying to think. I think I've seen You've Got Mail in Gaelic. I've seen like several. I've seen several movies in Gaelic. It's a thing.
I watched a lot of Disney movies with Swedish overdubs, and I've never seen them with English. Frozen is one of those because my cousin's daughter was always watching these overdubs. But they have singing, and the singing that they do is incredible.
Oh yeah,
you're like, dude, like that's where it's at. Like some of those musicals, like I so prefer it that way. Just,
like, Danish. There's one guy who does all the Danish ones. It's incredible. But the thing I'll watch a movie in English, then I'll watch it in the language I want to learn. And then I'll watch it with subtitles, and then I'll try to read it along so that I learn how to read in that language. Like French particularly is the one I'll do that with, because if you watch them, like Good Burger is my favorite. If you watch Good Burger in French with subtitles, you're ready to go on vacation in Paris.
Right. So, Will, do you have that image? We were just looking at it.
I have a bunch of images here.
Okay, we'll go back to that one.
Why don't you stretch out your weirdly weird, what's with your like anorexic screen? Can you pull that? Can you make that a little thicker, girl? Like, what's up with this?
That's just the screenshot. This is what you're talking. This is This is the whole thing of where it comes from right here, where he says your last
so itty bitty to me.
What you want. So yes, it does. So basically, he called himself dead. Yeah, because he considered himself to be the carcass in Matthew. When Jesus says, wherever the carcass is, there you'll see the eagles are. And he says the eagles are symbolism for the U.S. military. So,
okay. So go back to
wait, hold on. Just let me get to this.
Oh, sorry.
Unless you're blown by a pieces, everybody does it. And there's a meaning to that. And Psalms 19 called the Alpha and Omega. Life and death is the whole title of God. You get what I'm saying? He says, life and death is the whole title of God. Havich Koresh is the name of my father. My name is David Koresh. Do you get what he's saying? He's like, I know, it sounds funny. The keynote is there's a death that's beloved as the death of all the prophets, is the death of all those who've lived this life. The righteous perish. Isaiah 57 says, okay, so he's saying like the righteous die. This is the screenshot that I was showing you because that was the closest that I could get to the word because everything else was spelled horribly. So I tried to find this name like associated, and it's this. It comes from the same name that is told to Moses. When Moses has a theophany with God, he asks, who are you? And he says, I am that who sent me, or
he's at the burning bush, and he asks the burning bush when he goes to Pharaoh and he says to release the slaves, he says, who should I say has sent me?
Right.
And the burning bush says, tell him I am that I am has sent you, which
Right.
is ehie. And so ehie is a very similar set of letters to tetragrammaton, I am that I am. And so
Right. It is the name
tetragrammaton,
of God. Now look,
tetragrammaton and ehie are meant to fold together like two hands in prayer. Like they intersect, and there's actually a geometrical formula that you get when you combine tetragrammaton with ehie. And
now
through
look what
that,
happens if you consider it. What he's saying is because another way of how did you pronounce it again? Hectie?
ehie.
Ekie. Okay, so ekie means to become. So basically, he's saying Koresh, which nobody really knows what the word Koresh means. He's saying it is a dead man's last breath. It means death. So he's saying, I am become death. Okay, he's saying, I am become death is the name of the God who sent him. And that's almost exactly what he says. So what David Koresh is saying, and you can see, like, if you take that as a proper noun and not as a verb, in Daniel, it changes the whole meaning of the word. Because what they do is if they see that word, they say be or shall be or become or something like that. But Daniel's using it as the word, the name of God forever and ever, where wisdom might come from. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so if you read where I become death comes from, it is a theophany also. So it all three occasions where that word's being used, I have become death, is in the direct presence of God.
That's in the Bhagavad Gita. Are you saying it appears in the Bible?
God is a verb. God is becoming. God is happening. He's
right,
becoming.
but the difficulty is like there's multiple things. One of them is like you're talking about breath, and if you're talking about the Bhagavad Gita, that's the thing with Om is described as the 3 strokes of Om make up a breath cycle. So the upper stroke of Om, the 3 or whatever, it's like that is Brahm, which is the creator, and then the bottom stroke is Vishnu, the preserver, and then the tail stroke is Shiva, the destroyer, which is in its expression is a breath. The way you could breathe in, retain your breath, which is Vishnu, and then exhale, and exhale is Vishnu. So they say all cycles that exist in nature have this expression to them. There's like it communicates a breath, right? But so in the Gita, when you have that section that Oppenheimer referenced, you have the preservation, what is preserved in the midst of the destruction, which is applicable to like nuclear warfare or whatever. It's like, what is it that's going to endure beyond this,
Well, it's the same prophecy. Like I read today that basically, because what happened with me is I went to the survivors trying to get to the SEALs because I didn't understand. They won't teach you the SEALs. So I was like, well, I'm just going to go to the FBI files because he said it to them. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had to read. I'm having to read through. I read through 80 through 140. And that means each tape is about 50 pages because it's like the length of a tape. But he says that Russia's going to bomb America, basically. Because there's this whole idea that if you're doing what God wants, then God will protect you in battle. If you don't do, you're going to die. You get what I mean? And basically he's basing that off of the history of Israel. Sometimes Israel loses wars. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they get sacked. And it all has to do with prophecy. Like prophecy, so there's actually like 3 different sections of the Bible. There's the book of the law, which is Moses. There's the prophets, which are the writers who are talking to God during the Second Temple. And then there's the New Testament. But the very last book of the New Testament says that it throws back to the prophecies, and it says the revelation of Christ according to the prophets. Because there's some things that Jesus didn't do in the prophets, like Judgment Day. We're not to Judgment Day yet.
Okay.
Thank
what
you,
do we
more
got?
man.
You got it. You have the original VHS of Suburban Commando.
Freaking hot.
Well,
I love the part where they jump out of that ship. I need one of those like jet skis that shoot out of your boat. I mean, it's such a good movie. Everything about it. It's like, I love that movie.
I just know that I showed up in the middle of the drinking game. So whatever the hell you guys were talking about, I need to catch up.
I love it that every time you show up, David Koresh. It's always Koresh. Whenever
always
he shows
David
up.
Koresh or Mormon or
he showed up at the convention, right? So he ripped his shirt open like he was, Superman, and like had the MAGA shirt under it, right? Didn't that just happen?
He ripped open his shirt up, and Big Mike is on stage right now. I'm waiting for her to rip open his. Sorry. Oh, wait.
I don't think politics should be so entertaining, especially with children's material. That's just me. But when it's, I need advice. Well, I guess I don't need advice. I guess I'm interested in what people have to say about something. Well, if I may, I'm asking permission.
What was the controversy around Hulk Hogan? Didn't he get like canceled or something?
Yeah, well, he got caught in the background of a recording saying he didn't like that his daughter was interracially dating or something like that.
All of that stuff. Yeah.
It was like, and like that was also the way that I think it was Gawker magazine got destroyed. E-Zine got destroyed by Peter Thiel. It's all tied to Peter. The only reason I care to bring it up, since you say that, is because Peter Thiel was upset that they had tried to out him about all of his personal private life. And so rather than destroy them over his own life, he was like, okay, look, they can't just keep going around doing this. And he used Hulk Hogan as an excuse to destroy their company. And he brought it. He brought an assault of lawyers that just rained down upon them until they couldn't afford to exist any longer, which was beautiful. And I appreciated that, because if you think about Silicon Valley, man, it sucks how we have these rags. Like they're very French court, aren't they? These just sort of gossip rags about what's going on in Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
There's a gossip rag going on up and down the chat right now because old Big Mike is on stage, and the whole chat is talking about it as well.
Well, there's another testament of Christ that stars John Ritter called "Stay Tuned," and it's a really beautiful film. I don't know, maybe Paranoid American, you want to talk a bit about it? Like, what did it make you feel as a child when they installed that satellite box?
I mean, I always thought, because I was a slow child, but I thought that there was another world inside of television. So even though this is supposed to be presented as hell, it's presented by the dad from Beetlejuice, ends up being the devil. Like everything about it, I still wanted it. I still wanted the hell box in my house because of this movie.
Hey, can we talk about the fact that John Ritter played L. Frank Baum in a made-for-TV movie about the making of the Wizard of Oz in the mind of him? Like he's like the kids are all circled around him, and they're asking him what Oz, like what the place is called, because he hasn't said what the place is called.
The dreamer of Oz is what it is. Yeah,
he looks across the room and he sees the filing cabinet, and it's like this letter to this letter, it's like A to whatever, and then it's like O to Z.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if John was
Hebrew.
John Ritter either died or was born on September 11th.
Wait. So I interrupt David, but you're saying that in the Dreamers of Oz they bring up that Oz is Hebrew? They say it in the doc?
No, I'm saying that's what the frick it is for sure. But the thing is that it's Liber Oz, it's the same thing, but it's strength in Hebrew. But in the movie, that's how he explains to the kids, like that's how he thinks to, what is it called? He comes up with it. It's just a super cheesy, ridiculous movie, but it's really funny and entertaining.
Right. Well, no, but also the idea that John Ritter might have been a Theosophic member, I wouldn't be surprised. The idea that he plays the fool is the perfect card to put on the front table if you're actually the alchemist, the magician.
Right, because those kids are us. Those kids are the audience. Yeah. They're telling us the story as though we're a bunch of kids circled around him, and he's like,
died so young. It makes me wonder, like, if you die that young, you have to think that September 11th. He died September 11th, 2003. September 11th, 2003. I don't know. It's just like John Ritter. He was taken from us too young. Let's put it that way.
Because the first movie you showed where he's on TV, there's that's one of the original Jake Kotza things. Is like he's jumping around the ring with a KK on his chest and stuff.
Right. Yeah, totally.
Americathon.
Have you seen card like you were saying?
Have you seen Americathon? Does anybody know what Americathon is? Have you seen that one?
No, I don't know what that is.
Americathon, starring John Ritter, directed by Neil Israel, 1979, narrated by George Carlin. It's a movie you might want to see. It's all about.
See, some of this stuff just looks intentional, like you were saying about Back to the Future. Like this whole time span of
Yeah.
movies is out of control.
Oh my God. Well, so Americathon, it is about in the future, in the year 1998, in a dystopic kind of. This is we talked earlier about Carter and the October surprise. This is a non-October surprise timeline. So in this timeline, what ends up happening is that the Americathon timeline is that Carter continues to win. He has a second term. It destroys our connections to oil. We end up having a huge oil crisis, a larger oil crisis than ever mitigated by the CIA and by the Bush family, Bush cartels. And eventually people are living outside in the streets. They're living in cars out, like, that are camped out, and then they bicycle from their cars to work. And the president has moved to Santa Monica, where the White House has been sold off because they can't afford it anymore. And the United States is in debt to the Native Americans who own the oil reservations. So the United States government out of Santa Monica has an Americathon, a telethon, where you can call to donate money to save the United States, or else it'll just become completely, we're going to go belly up. And it's a John Ritter classic. I don't know what else to tell you. You have to see Americathon.
You notice in the 1976 remake of King Kong that they have the whole oil rig is when King Kong breaks free and then climbs up the World Trade Center. It's all about oil because they want the oil from the island. So that's like the deal. So they've captured the ape and then they're gonna go get the oil, and they have a giant oil pump, a gas pump. And they unveil it, and is maybe the pump is over King Kong. I don't know. The symbolism is out of control, and then he dies after climbing one of the two towers.
Right? Is the Mother Earth Lizzo, and are we trying to liposuction her? Is fracking going to destroy the art itself? I know they're trying to make her exercise now, and shouldn't we just let her be herself?
She liked the South Park, by the way. That whole bit
Sam,
of your own, yeah.
Have you ever seen that Muppet movie where Gonzo finds out that he's an alien?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This means something.
Hulk Hogan plays a man in black.
Oh, you're
That's right.
I forgot about that.
Well, going back to this little film, I don't know if anybody mentioned it, but The Undertaker, fresh coming into the WWF at the time, is actually one of the bad guys who is chasing old Hulk Hogan and his Suburban Commandoism adventures.
Dude, who were the two towers?
The Undertaker.
I'm sorry.
Who
were the two towers?
Towers
in WrestleMania in WWF.
It was the Big Boss Man and Akeem the Dream, and they were managed by a manager by the name of Slick.
Oh wow! You know that
Hulk Hogan was part of that team with where they were the Twin Towers or whatever against.
Is that Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan went up against the two towers? Who
they were the Mega
Newsman
Hulk Hogan,
the Mega Towers.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man were called the Mega Powers.
But there was these two
Ended
guys
up
called
just
the Twin
getting
Towers. That was like the Sheik from Iran.
Oh right, Twin Towers, Sheik, wrestling.
Yeah, but there's the multiple times in which Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage went off about how they were going to take down the two towers in reference to them.
Akeem and the Boss Man were the Twin Towers, right?
So Akeem, he was Akeem the Dream at that point. Originally, he was the one-man gang, which is a biker gimmick. But then he turned into this African dream kind of, hey, I'm Akeem the Dream.
It was the $1 Million Man, huh? Or the Big Boss
You
Man.
guys know what I'm talking about when they're just going off and they're describing the way they're going to take the two towers down, and he's like, the two towers are going to come crumbling down right tonight on prime time, and they're just going,
We're going to take it.
Hey, listen, talk about some evergreen audio right there. Oh man, use that for
It became NWO and shit too, like we were saying. Like it's just weird. The Hulk Hogan thing is weird.